Okay, so now, is it clear what's going? This happened, I guess, last Friday. You all recall that that Greg Gianforte, the guy who was running for, is in Wyoming, right? Montana. Montana Congressman who
replacing Zinke's seat
in the run-up to the election, body slammed a reporter. Was it Ben Jacobs? Of The Guardian, I think, right? And he later apologized for...
He was like, hey, I'm sorry, but keep an eye out.
Now...
Fucking
he
bother
donated
me.
to like a journalism charity, too.
Yes. The Guardian apparently acquired the police incident report. This is where the police go and interview the people there. Now, this harkens back, actually, to a clip that we haven't played, so it doesn't really harken back. But in the course of questioning Attorney General Sessions, Congressman was it Jeffries? Who I can't remember who was
Hakeem
questioning.
Jeffries you're talking about?
Jeffries walked Jeff Sessions through a time where he talked about a policeman lying in a police report and why he was prosecuted by Jeff Sessions. It was in regards to the obvious perjury that Jeff Sessions committed. But I believe lying to a police officer is an offense of some sort. And apparently, Greg Gianforte misled the police.
Newly released reports show Representative Greg Gianforte made contradictory statements about his election eve scuffle with a newspaper reporter.
Pause it.
Telling deputies.
It is, first of all, when you make contradictory reports, you're lying unless you were somehow, for some reason, completely unaware of what happened just moments earlier. Which can happen, I guess, if you get knocked out.
How do you define body slam?
A scuffle implies that, like, two people were engaged in something. Not one person was asking a question as a reporter and the other person was body slamming them.
Telling deputies the reporter grabbed him first. But a few weeks later, Gianforte's formal apology said a Guardian reporter Ben Jacobs did not initiate physical contact with me, quote, end quote, saying he had no right to assault Jacobs. Exactly what happened during the May 24th campaign event in Bozeman was unclear in the immediate hours after the assault, which preceded the special election the next day. Initially, Gianforte's campaign spokesman said Jacobs started the scuffle, claiming he, quote, grabbed Greg's wrist and spun away from Greg, pushing them both to the ground, end quote. But within minutes, an audio recording released by Jacobs suggested it was Gianforte who grew angry as Jacobs tried to ask the GOP candidate's position on health care legislation. The Guardian report analyzed reports from Gallatin County Sheriff's deputies where Gianforte told investigators Jacob made the first physical contact and that the, quote, liberal media is just trying to make a story, end quote. Now, a Gianforte spokesman dismissed this latest report in a written statement. Travis Hall said there's nothing new here, no one was misled, and anyone who says otherwise is mistaken. Greg took responsibility for his actions and is focused on serving the people of Montana.
Now, I'm going to make a bold prediction here that there's going to be absolutely no accountability for this guy lying to the cops in that instance. And that were there not audio footage of what went down, that lie would have stood and he would have never corrected himself. And I'm also going to go out on a limb and say that those Republicans in Montana are not going to hold him to account. And this is the future of how it's going to work in this country. And I would also add that the one thing that came out of that coverage too at the time was it reminded you what Sinclair Media is going to do. They didn't cover that story. They own one of the affiliates in that town, and they simply ignored the entire story in the day leading up to the election. So those things, I think, all those things combined give you a sense of what it's going to be like in politics in the future of this country.
At a certain point, I mean, look, getting in some annoying reporter's face, they're not going to care about. You're going to need to push it really, like maybe if someone's like a pedophile as an example, that might upset them.
Also worth noting with that,
Hey, what happened?
at the end, like
Nothing.
Gianforte's
What was
had
it?
his spokesperson lie, so that the rebuttal at the end of that report is worthless.
Had a spokesperson lie at the time.
At the time
Yeah,
of
he
the Ben
literally
Jacobs
had
thing.
it. Yeah. Hey, Samantha, look at Ben Jacobs.
But-
Even you wouldn't be annoyed if he asked you a healthcare question? You have no humanity.
If I met Ben
You
Jacobs with
lesbian.
one of those lessons in a dark alley,
Gianforte's like, exactly. That clip was incredible. The
audio.
I feel like the closest audio that we could ever hear to this, and I don't want to compare them as people because the guy who attacked Rand Paul is a hero, but just that sort of repressed, like 50-something, like white dude rage.
yeah,
He was like, I'm sick of it. And Ben Jacobs was totally, he's like, what? You a question? And he was like, "I'm tired of it." And he was tired of it.
Hi, folks. Sam Seder here. We still need your help on our Patreon page. YouTube ads have come back, but not nearly as much as we had before. So if you can help us out, any little bit helps. Head over to our Patreon page right at this URL, and you'll help us keep helping you by making videos